We saw this with J6ers when judges wouldn't let them bring in video evidence that was exculpatory. The judge was like, no, that can't come in. But this proves I'm innocent. And the judge is like, don't care.
That's not a jury of your peers.
It's certainly not. And now that we have two different countries occupying the same territory, this man who clearly called for the murder of Trump, they let him go.
Yep.
In Virginia, unsurprising.
Well, and so I know you were talking about Jay Jones and how he isn't expected to win the race anymore, but the fact that that's even a question at all.
The fact that he's running.
Yeah, the fact that he's still running, that his party didn't go, you know what, let's find someone who isn't talking about killing children in their DMs is probably an indication that either they know the voters don't care or they can't find anyone. Like, they can't find anyone who doesn't want children dead.
So this is actually pretty amazing. Wow. So Kalshi has the prediction market. Will Jay Jones drop out of the Virginia Attorney General race? No, he won't. At this point, it's a 1%. And if we actually look at the Attorney General race, he's still got a 33% chance in the prediction market. That is insane to me, that a man could say that his rival's children should be murdered, and if he had the choice, he would shoot his Republican rival twice in the head. That's what he said in these texts. Yep. And they're like, give him it's 2-1 that he loses. So
it's not that
33. But I will say this first.
Well, and didn't he call too? Didn't he make a phone call too after?
But we didn't see. We don't know what was in the phone call. We just know that there were texts after the fact. So
so
I do need to say this. I'm legally required to say shout out to Kalshi for sponsoring the show, and I really do appreciate it. I also would like to point out just before you jump in, Seamus, should Jay Jones win, the point I was making about Trump and his convictions and this guy being let go, I don't know that I can drive through Virginia. I'll get pulled over by some commie cop, and he's going to be like, you got improper turn signals there, buddy. And then I'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about because I did it right. And he's like, well, let's take I smell drugs out of the vehicle. Then he's going to say, look what I found. And it's
going to be
every jury in Virginia that they're going to put together is going to be like, he's a Trump supporter, lock him up.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
If Jay Jones wins, it's bad enough in Virginia they acquitted a guy who literally was calling for the assassination of Trump and saying he wanted to do it, and they let him go. If this AG gets in, we're headed down a very, very obvious and dark path.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I think that again, like I said, the fact that they didn't replace him, they didn't pull him out of the race, he didn't step down, this wasn't that much of a scandal for them, and then they tried to wave a group chat in our face a couple days later as if that was equally bad and would distract us from this. It was so transparent, it was so obvious, and it was so indicative of the major flaw with the Democratic Party, which is that, and I mean this truly, sincerely, it's not hyperbole, they literally hate innocent life. This is why abortion is the cornerstone of their entire platform. They hate innocence in general. That's why they always want to push grooming. They want these drag queens to be reading in front of children. They always push as much degeneracy as they possibly can because they hate being reminded that there's more to the world than their own hideousness. And so when someone like Jay Jones says, I hope their children die, he really means that.
I wonder
he really means that. And I got to say this too. We've all gotten angry over politics, right? But I have never at any point been so angry about politics that I wanted someone else's kid to die, because that doesn't come from a place of anger. It comes from a place of sickness.
It doesn't. Agreed. Wanting someone else's child to be murdered doesn't solve any of your problems. So why would anyone want that to happen? If I had a problem with Seamus, like, let's say, for instance, he stole a very rare spoon of mine that was once belonged to a grandmother, and I was mad at him, and he denied it. And I said, I'm so mad at you, Seamus. You have wronged me. Why would I hope for his children? It's not going to bring my spoon back.
Yeah. Yep.
Nothing apparently will bring my spoon back.
Because there's something about
it's a form of tribalness. It's a form of tribalness to carry it from generation to generation, which is a big problem that we are, suffering here in our country.
Well, Seamus, since you brought up the YR's group chat scandal that broke and got way more attention for whatever reason, it also points out a fatal flaw in the Republican Party, because they caved immediately. All of these guys got fired and condemned publicly.
Were they all fired?
And we've
This is
learned
why I don't like
nothing.
Republicans.
I think that pretty much all of those men got fired. Yes.
I'm going to make a new party, and it's going to be called
the Schmeep Republicans.
Republicans. No, I was going to say it's the bad boys and what is it? The bad dude.
The bad dude who runs a bunch of bad boys.
That's what I was going to say. The bad dude who runs a bunch of bad boys.
And you know that I don't know if it was ever proven that Gavin Wax was the one responsible for leaking it, but he didn't face any consequences.
Well, we don't know who did what, but all I know is they're all a bunch of whiny babies, and the Republican Party is just so weak.
Cooked.
Yeah, you know, I've said it before, I'll say it again. The one thing I truly respect the Democrats for is how unscrupulous they are in the face of, like, you know, it's amazing because I look at some of these podcasts, like that woman, Jennifer Welch or whatever her name is, where she's like, get on board with killing conservatives. And I'm like, man, she's chiseled and just beaten herself so mercilessly that all that is left of her heart is a withered husk of scar tissue. It takes a lot of work to get there. I am impressed with how people like Adam Schiff can just like crazy eye you at the camera and lie, and they feel nothing. That takes a tremendous guts
It's
to be as evil
man.
as they are.
We don't need to be evil to win. We just need to take our own side.
Yeah, no, it's true.
We don't have to be like them.
Just enforce the laws we already have.
Enforce the law. Take your own side. Don't cancel your own
look,
people
we tried.
over nothing.
We tried. He got let go. Mm-hmm. So that's my point. The conversation we had with Aaron McIntyre last week is the sovereign is he who makes the exemptions. And
is the case over, or are they going to take it up?
No, that's it. He's acquitted.
They won't
that's
go.
it. You can't double jeopardy. You can't bring it back.
I didn't know if it was going to go to a higher court or.
Hey, you can't. I believe that would be double jeopardy. He's been found not guilty. They can't bring it back. So, you know, I hope you guys have prepared for the worst while you hope for the best, because I've been saying that these people should get arrested, and silly me, they did arrest a guy, they did charge him, and a jury let him go. Mm-hmm. So I'll say it again, and shout out to Will Chamberlain, because this is his argument. A society that tolerates the veneration of assassins and celebrates assassinations is a society that has opened the door to civil war. And that's why he was saying these people should be banned from social media. And I said, you know what? I didn't agree at first. Now I completely agree. The people that are online celebrating assassinations and calling for more should be insta-banned. They're not going to be.
More than banned.
So I can tell you this. I really do feel like the prediction of what's to come is obvious. And I hope I'm completely wrong. Unfortunately for me, I kind of remember all the shows I've done over the past several years where I've warned the escalation was coming, and it did. And so I can only assume at this point I'm probably right. So I'll be digging a hole starting tomorrow. You know, Seamus, if you want to help out.
Yeah, why not?
Guys love digging holes, but we're going to dig it real deep. Then we're going to build a 30-foot deep underground bunker.
We can't tell them about this. They can't know.
They won't know where it
They
is.
don't know about this.
How are they going to find it?
Stop talking about it.
We gotta all
Use
right,
the really
we'll find
soft,
a good spot.
terrible voice, and don't talk about it.
Where are we going to build it? Just whisper, and then we're going to build it in Harper's Ferry. Okay, perfect. Just right in the. Are we able to dig there? We have to call if there's cable lines or something. I don't want to cut through anything. No, we need the cable lines.
You got to get a dig.
How are we going to play PlayStation?
I'm saying we don't want to cut them when we dig on accident.
Nah, you just
damage them.
You just what you do is you cut your finger open, and you put a small neodymium magnet in it and stitch it up, and that allows you to feel where the electrical lines are.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, old wives' trick, old wives' tale.
This is actually true. I'm not making this up.
Why can't we see this as the beginning of trying to use the law to incarcerate and punish people who do say things online? Maybe this is the beginning of it. I know it didn't work, but
I don't think it matters because
we gotta respect free speech, though. I mean, where do you start, right? You want to start somewhere.
Well, I think explicit calls to violence.
The issue is several years ago, I was involved in a copyright issue around music, and I called. I was speaking with two different lawyers, and they basically said, "Okay, you probably have a case. Let's venue is important. If you try this case or file this case in a Democrat jurisdiction, you'll lose in 2 seconds." And I said, what does this have to do? Well, you're a Trump supporter. Mm-hmm. You will bring it before a judge. They're going to say, Trump supporter, throw it out. Side with the corporation in 2 seconds. So they said we should file this in a heavy Trump district where they're going to side with you for being a Trump supporter. And I was like, but this is about music. And they were like, and? Mm-hmm. This is not the way the courts work right now. And venue selection has become one of the most important things. This guy was found not guilty because he's charged in Virginia, tried by a jury of his peers who thought that what he did was just. So when you have Democrats in New York say it doesn't matter if you can prove Trump did something wrong, Trump is so evil he must be stopped, this is heading in one direction.
That's right.
So, and I'll stress this too, for all these conservatives that think there's a big conspiracy in the elections with cheating, the one thing they really need to consider is that you do not need a conspiracy for a cult. This is called a standalone complex. One of the theories about 2020 was that all of these Democrats working in polling locations or doing signature verification did not need to be told what to do. They hated Trump so much that they would be like, a Trump vote? I can't read that signature garbage. A Biden vote? Close enough. Throw it in. If you do that 10,000 times across the country, Trump can't win. So for all the, I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm saying you can't control for these things. If we do start going after people for this, let's take a look at Kat Abu Ghazala. She's literally on video putting her hands, it appears, well, she's blocking the police vehicle. I don't know if her hands are literally on it, but her body is up against it. And that's what she's charged with, obstruction. If they bring in an Illinois jury, she will be acquitted, and then the jury will offer her government money. They're going to be like, what more can we do for you, criminal? Because we don't care. You're opposed to Trump. Nothing you do is illegal.
I don't disagree with you. What I'm saying is that you have to start somewhere because, just banning people arbitrarily off the internet could also get really wily.
Arbitrarily?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it would be arbitrary because there's not a court case, right? You're just saying, I don't like that. And if the law.
But banning is not a criminal action. So you don't need a court case to ban someone.
Right. So then it would be arbitrary because there wouldn't be a hearing. It would just be.
That's not arbitrary.
Well, sure it would be if it's just left up to who is it left up to?
The company that runs X or YouTube.
Right. So
they
I agree with you in that I wouldn't say those things.
Glorification of murder is a bannable offense on YouTube, and YouTube's not banning this woman who said to kill Charlie.
And it should be banned.
So she should get banned for it.
But people write things, and they are not banned, and nothing happens.
And they should be.
Like Jay Jones. So my point is
well, he texted someone his personal opinion. That's allowed, but he should not be in a political race.
In any case, though, they went to court. Now they lost, and I get it, but they did go to court, and I think it's really important to say that they went to court. They lost, and they lost.
This is a crime.
It is a crime, and they lost because of the judges. I agree with you.
No,
as long as we, or the jury and the judge, was it a jury trial?
It was a jury trial, and they deliberated for 2 hours and then acquitted him.
Well,
thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.